So last time on Dire, we went through a wizard's dungeon where we saved a cursed woman who was glowing as bright as the sun. We found a group of guards who really didn't want to be there and were just messing around, playing hide and go seek in a kind of dangerous dungeon with spiders. And people died, but we made through it. And now we're continuing on our way to the city of Meglio, where we're gonna ask the Baron for some help with these halflings who have been causing our village some problems. And that puts you guys at the southernmost part of the residential side of Meglio, where some of the nobles live and most of the poorer side of the population. Which is this map right here.
Is that better?
So we have also Diego and the Cursed Woman with the party, including Shabbatha, Katie, Frederick, Gary, and Lily. And so is there anything that you guys want to do before something happens real quick?
Ominous. I want to. I don't even know what to say.
Okay, so Denise is going to start out. The Cursed Woman is going to start out with her accent. Thank goodness, y'all, we finally made it here. I really want to go see my father. Can we do that real quick?
Is it too far off the road? Because we're already kind of behind here.
Not at all. Once we go to my father, I'll be able to show you the way to the castle.
Fair enough. Here, let me turn.
Alrighty then, she says.
Is that better?
So she's gonna lead you guys up through the city. You got the ocean off to your right, which you don't directly see, but it's just over there. There are fountains all over the city, and as you guys are making your way through, you notice that most of the residents are human. And you guys make it all the way to her father's house, where she knocks on the door. And someone opens it up. And the Cursed Woman says, well, hey, Daddy, how's it going? Hopefully expecting to it be a good reunion, but her dad looks pretty upset to see her, and he's like, "Ah, shit. What are you doing back here? It took all that time and money to get rid of you the first time. What are you doing back here?"
Gary asked the Cursed Woman, "Did you know he got rid of you?"
And she goes, yeah, I thought he did. He said he was marrying me off to this wonderful guy who's a leader of a group of wizards.
Can I do a perception check to make sure there's nothing spooky in the house?
Yeah. Can Lily do a perception check on the situation?
Yeah, for sure.
She gets a 12.
So she doesn't really notice anything suspicious about it. Her cursed woman's dad looks pretty upset, and you don't notice anything about the cursed woman because she is all wrapped up in the robes.
So does she just look like literally a wrap of robe? Like you can't see her face or anything?
Pretty much, yeah. There's just a small slit where some light bleeds out.
Wow. Imagining like a burqa.
Yeah, it's not comfortable, especially on hot days.
Oh gosh. Poor cursed lady.
Yeah, her father looks at her and he goes, "Now, D nice. I've had enough of this. I'm not letting you back in here. You gotta leave. I already got rid of you once. Please just go."
I asked her father, "You're totally fine with your child being cursed like this?"
All right. He looks at you and goes, "That's the reason I got rid of her. Doctors, nobody else could help her. The court sorcerer that helps the Baron said there's nothing that could be done.
Oh
So
wait. I thought the court sorcerer is the one that did this to her.
he says I find that hard to believe. He's been helpful for the whole area, helping the Baron out. I think he's a stand-up guy. He would never do such a thing."
I'm suspicious.
As was determined by the Baron the last time this issue was brought up, he says. And at that point, the cursed woman, it sounds like she's getting upset, maybe sobbing underneath her robes, and she moves right up to her father and takes off her hood in such a way that any light that comes out of it is only directed right at him. And which, with the appearing intent to blind her father, it looks like she succeeds and produces an immense amount of light within the front door. At the same time, behind him, there's somebody riding on his horse who gets thrown off into the fountain behind him, behind you guys, and immediately jumps out of the water, doing a little 360 and landing with his arms crossed, and looks up at you guys.
Huh. Gary watches the whole thing and claps. The guy says, "Great landing."
So then he looks at you and he goes, "My name is Cheese. You guys just messed up my hair for the performance we had going on later. I'm gonna have to get it redone. I'm gonna have to pay for it to be redone. Who just caused my horse to freak out?"
Well, none of us. Cheese, and your hair looks fine.
I offer him a bagel.
Cheese takes the bagel and throws it in the fountain, and he's like, "I asked for the person who threw my horse. Now, which one of you did it?" Meanwhile,
that guy, and I point at the dad.
yeah, meanwhile, the dad is just still screaming in pain. And he looks at the guy screaming in pain, and he doesn't believe it. So the cursed one goes, "I'm sorry, it was me. I got angry, and I did something I shouldn't have, and I think it scared your horse." And Cheese goes, "Well, fine. Just, you're gonna have to, this isn't over. We're gonna have to duel or something. So, come meet me at the city square at 3 p.m. We're gonna fight this out." And then he runs off to chase his horse. Meanwhile, the cursed woman looks at you guys and she's like, "Guys, I think I'm gonna need some more of your help. You know, I don't know how to fight people. Do you think one of you could fight in my place?"
Well, why don't you just...
No, go ahead.
What?
Okay. Sorry, what were you gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry. You were the cursed one was asking one of us to fight for her, and Gary... I just asked Gary, said, "Well, why don't you just blind him? Can't fight if they can't see, right?"
Yeah, she goes, I just don't think that's a very ethical thing to do after seeing what it just did to my father."
What, is he still writhing around on the floor in pain?
Yeah, you can hear it. He's closed the door and gone off, but you can still hear him yelling at his servants who are probably trying to help.
He got what he deserved. What if we just don't show up for Cheese? Are we obliged to give him what he wants? Is Cheese gone? Did he leave?
Yeah, he left to catch his horse, who ran off.
So is he out of sight now?
Yeah, he's gone.
Gary says that he will fight the Cheese if you really want, but I need to get something out of it.
Well, the cursed one says we can probably take all his belongings if we win.
Fair point. Thinking about how Cheese looked, Gary goes, it's like, I'd like that stuff.
And Frederick will say it's about 2 p.m., so we still have another hour till we have to show up.
What if we just skip town?
But our mission's in town.
Oh. What if we complete our task for them and then leave?
I don't know, this Cheese character seems very serious. I think we gotta take care of him, or else our friend here, Cursed Lady, is never gonna be able to live quietly in her own hometown.
What if you just ruin his character?
Diego goes, I wouldn't suggest on skipping out. There are factions who run this town that don't give up on people who skip out on duels.
Well, shit. Seems like we're stuck into this duel. Does anyone else want to fight Cheese? I feel like I have made an enemy out of Cheese.
So tired of the spiders.
Frederick thinks it's a great idea that you fight Cheese.
I fought that midget thing.
The dwarf? Yeah. You beat the shit out of that dwarf.
I didn't. So it's somebody else's turn.
What? character am I? I'm like a gnome.
Yeah, you're a rock gnome.
I don't feel like a gnome is a very good fighter option. Am I a good fighter?
You're a good archer, and you're really good at sneaking.
Tinkerer.
Yeah, tinkering, thieving, and archery.
I can use my archery skills, I guess.
Catherine, it's all right. I think we should do this fair and square. A duel is mano a mano. I've got this.
You don't want to do an archery competition?
It could. We'll propose that when we see Cheese. I will say he does not seem like a reasonable man. Did you see how frivolous he was?
Is it?
I wonder what kind of performer he is. Stripper.
Alright, so since you decided to take the duel, I'm going to skip ahead to 3 o'clock, where you guys find yourself at the city square.
So are we like chilling or scary?
Seems like we have chilled until the battle.
One of those bouncy house, you know, it's gotta like climb to the slide and stuff.
It's just an obstacle course.
Yeah, that's the word that it's looking.
Somehow I doubt that it'll be an obstacle course. That would be funny.
Oops. So, Gary, you said you're gonna fight him?
Yep, Gary's doing it.
Okay. So we have Gary and Cheese in the city square, surrounded by a bunch of spectators.
Gary shouts out to Cheese, Mr. Cheddar, it's the last chance you have to back out of this. I will show no mercy.
And Cheese walks up to you and he goes, I don't think so. We're gonna battle till someone falls, okay? And he looks at this guy who has a flute in his hands, and he gives him a little heads up. Like, hey, we're ready to go. At that guy right there.
This guy with a flute. Okay.
And the guy with the flute starts to count down. He's like, and the fight will begin in 3, and 2, and 1, and go. And he starts playing some music, which you would have to have the stream open to probably see. But I'm going to play it anyway.
You're gonna play it. Bet.
And as the music starts to play, Cheese, instead of attacking you, just starts to dance.
So it's a dance battle.
It's a dance battle. Gary is awestruck for a second. And he immediately starts dancing.
And
Am I allowed?
Say what?
Am I allowed to do anything I want?
Yeah, pretty much. I wasn't sure if you guys would want to actually dance in person or describe what you're doing, but feel free to do either.
I feel like Gary's just gonna do some hand movements, just really like show up Cheese. But like,
worm.
okay. So this just goes until one of us falls over, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so Cheese is not. Describe to me what Cheese is
Cheese is dancing along to what sounds like a 80s dance music. So he's doing some 360s. And are you getting ready to dance yourself?
No, I was moving the chair, but I'm gonna demonstrate what I'm thinking.
I was like, are you both gonna dance?
No, Gary's just gonna be like watching him and kind of mimicking, but he's gonna reach into his pouch and pull out the wand of paralysis and hit Cheese with it while Cheese's back is turned. Do I need to roll for that?
I don't know. Let's see how that works. I just want to see if that item requires a saving throw.
There is an option for a saving throw. You can still hear me, okay, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, this is low. Where's my thing?
So it needs a 15 Constitution saving throw. Otherwise, you're paralyzed for 1 minute. So I'll do that roll real quick.
That was a good choice, Colton.
Nice. So you successfully paralyze him in the middle of this dance battle. And I'm gotta say that probably just unbalances him, and he falls over paralyzed for a full minute, which would technically make you the winner of the dance battle.
I like shimmy over to Cheese and kick some dirt on him while he's down.
Just pour some salt on that wound.
Yeah.
Nice.
You don't come after that's right before we started. Or it's broken. But yeah, right before we started. And I say you don't mess with the bard of I forget what our village name is, but you don't mess with this bard. Bitch.
Nice. Him being frozen, he can't say anything, but the crowd absolutely loves it. They're cheering and hooting, and the cursed woman runs up to thank you and gives you a big hug.
And I'm like, no problem. And then I like dance away from her, and I'm just like still going and just being like, yeah, this guy.
Start the crowd chanting, Gary, Gary.
Nice.
And I toss down a hat and I say, tips are welcomed. I'm a starving bard. But as your bagel starts to descend, I use an illusory spell to make it look like a pile of coins.
And I guess that was